Harvard's Russian Research Center is giving new meaning to the notion of pirating satellite television signals. Today, the university unveiled its new technology for seeing what Moscow sees on TV. Marcus Jones was there.
They've been doing this at Harvard's Russian Research Center for about a month now, peering in on Soviet lifestyles by means of a satellite television signal. This afternoon, the university invited local media to watch a live broadcast originating from the Soviet Union, programming transmitted from Moscow, intended for viewing in the nation's Pacific region. This is the device that makes Harvard's Soviet television link possible. It's a relatively small contraption that performs a mighty big task.
Russian satellites are moving constantly, and that means that you have to track them. So the dish itself moves continuously. Actually, about every minute it corrects itself. There is a computer, of course, which is doing all the hard work.
You might not expect to see an early morning exercise show or a program about the making of pots and kettles on Soviet television, but it's all there in today's lineup. And Marshall Goldman, the Russian Center's associate director, says it's something we can learn from.
You're not going to see the homeless in the Soviet Union. You're not going to see the slums in the Soviet Union. The Soviets use television for propaganda purposes. That's not a naughty word in the Soviet Union. They call it socialist realism, meaning socialism as it should be, basically. So they're going to show the nice side. But there are still things, and the very fact that you show scenes in factories or scenes in the countryside, you'll see a side of Soviet life that the average tourist won't see.
Other colleges have similar operations set up to monitor Soviet television, but Harvard is seeking funding to become the first program to videotape and file recordings of Soviet news programs and various other shows that may have some practical use for researchers and the general public.
In the United States, we tend to portray the Soviets either as devils or angels. And with television, you can see to some extent that, you know, they have wives, they have husbands, they have children, they have ulcers, they have problems, and you get a more balanced position, which I think in the long run is probably good. When they started importing grapefruits, they had a series of programs on what you do with a grapefruit and how to eat a grapefruit, because they didn't know. I mean, if you've never seen a grapefruit before, what do you do with it? You know, it's not like an orange. It's kind
Goldman
of
also believes monitoring Soviet television will provide us with insights into Soviet views on such events as the Chernobyl accident, the Danilov arrest, and President Reagan's address to the United Nations. Insight that would be difficult to attain by merely following American news reports.
We'll see them with their warts. We'll also see them with their beauty marks, but I think in the long run it's probably better that we see this kind of thing and have a I think the only problem is it would be nice if the Soviets were doing the same thing with us.
For the 10 o'clock news, I'm Marcus Jones.